Hi, my name is Ann Thu. I'm going to be your nurse today. I'm washing my hands. What brings you into the clinic?
I just need you to check out my upper and lower extremities.
Perfect. Okay. Are you having any issues with them?
No.
Okay. Perfect. So we are going to start with the upper extremities. I would at this point ask her to take off her jacket, but she can just do one side because it's cold out here. Okay, so we're looking at the upper extremities for color, texture, moisture, skin integrity, and then we're gonna palpate for any nodules, any crepitus, swelling, edema, for her wrists, her fingers, elbows, and shoulders. Okay.
No tenderness.
Any tenderness? Okay, great. Awesome. So we're going to first start with your fingers. I'm going to check for capillary refill. I'm just going to check to see that blood returns within 2 seconds or less, in which they do, so that's good. Next, I'm going to assess and palpate the radial pulses. They're equal bilaterally. Good. Now I'm going to have you, we're going to test motor, okay, function. We're going to have you flex your fingers, extend, hyperextend, abduct, abduct. Good. Okay, now we're going to go up to the wrists now. We're going to have you flex, extend, hyperextend. Good. And then radial deviation, ulnar deviation, rotation. Perfect. Okay, now I'm just gonna, since I'm here, I'm just gonna have you grip my hands. Good. And grip strength is 5 out of 5, so that's perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna move up to the elbows. Of course, we already inspected them, so we're gonna just go ahead and do motor range of motion now. Sorry. Okay, so now we're gonna flex for me, extend, hyperextend. Perfect. And since we're here, we're just gonna move up now. I'm just gonna have you press up on my hands. Good. And then I'm gonna check the tricep. She's pressing down on me, and that's great. Okay, finally we're just gonna move up to her shoulders. We already inspected them and palpated them, so now we're just gonna do range of motion. I'm gonna have you abduct, flex, extend, hyperextend, internal rotation, external rotation, circumduction, one way, the other way. Perfect, and she did that great. Okay, now I'm gonna have you press up against me. We're gonna check her shoulder strength. Press up for me. Good. Press down. Good. Okay, so now we're gonna do like sensation touch. Sorry. I'm gonna have her close her eyes. Just tell me which arm you feel the sensation in. Both. Right. Good. Now we're gonna do sterignosis and graphthesia. I'm just gonna go ahead and draw something into her hand, and she's gonna tell me what it is. It's graphthesia.
1.
Perfect.
1.
Awesome. Okay, so now we're gonna check for sterignosis. I'm just gonna place this into her hand, and she's gonna tell me what it is.
Hammer.
Perfect.
Hammer.
Perfect. So that is intact. Oh, now we're going to check for her vibratory sensation. I'm gonna have, I'm just gonna pretend to bang this against something, and then it vibrates, right? And then she's just gonna tell me if she feels it.
I feel it.
Perfect, and I would do that in both hands. Okay, so now, and then I was just gonna do something, and then I totally forgot. What was it? Oh, we're gonna check for cerebellar coordination. I'm gonna have you touch my finger with your finger. Good, and then the other one. Perfect, and then I'm just gonna have you do thumb opposition. Perfect. Okay, now I'm gonna do hand flip flop. Just go ahead and rest your hands and then flip flop as fast as you can. Perfect. Coordination is intact. Now we're gonna do deep tendon reflexes. I'm gonna start with her brachial radialis. Good. Okay, then we're gonna do bicep here. Go ahead and relax. Oh man, sorry. Perfect.
You didn't see that, but the biceps did
It
react.
was. Okay, now we're gonna tricep. Perfect. Good job. Okay, and then since I'm here, I'll just go ahead and do your patellar as well. Okay. And relax. Perfect. Yeah,
That was
go ahead
real.
and put on. Oh, sorry. Okay, we'll check your Achilles tendon. Good job. And then we would do your Babinski, and I'll have you take off your shoe for me, and we'll go ahead and go into lower extremities as well. Okay, Babinski. Good job. That was so funny. Okay, so now that we're here in the lower extremities, I'm going to assess the toes, the ankles, the knees, and the hips, all for tenderness, swelling, any nodules, crepitus, any tenderness?
No.
No. Good. And I'm looking also at skin integrity, color, texture, moisture, stuff like that. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and start with the toes. I'm going to assess for capillary refill. I would press on her toes to see for blood return, check for blood return, whether they come back in two seconds or not, which they will. I'm assuming they will. Next, I'm gonna check for her pulses. I'm gonna start with the dorsalis pedis, and I feel it. And I would do this in both feet. Next, this is the medial posterior tibialis. Thank you. And they're present. I'm gonna say they're bilateral. Okay, so now we're gonna do some range of motion stuff. I'm gonna have you. Technically we do this for both feet, but you can just do one leg for now. Okay, so I'm gonna have you flex, extend, hyperextend. Good. Abduct. Adduct. Good. Okay. Oh yes. Now we're gonna go up to the. Now we're gonna go up to the ankle. Okay, so I'm gonna have you plantar flex for me, and then dorsiflex up. Good. Internal rotation, external rotation, and then rotation. Okay, and that looks great. I would do this again on both sides, okay? All right, then we'll just, I'll do the strength as well on her ankles, on her feet here. So I'm gonna have her press up for me, and press down. Good, strength is intact. Now we're just gonna move up to the knees. Since your knees are already flexed, that's a good flexing position, excuse me. I'm gonna have you extend, and then hyperextend, sorry, perfect. Okay, and then, and then we're gonna also assess the strength while we're here. I'm gonna have you press down, and then press forward, good. Strength is there. Now we're gonna move up to the hips. Of course, we had already assessed for swelling, edema, stuff like that, nodules, crepitus. I'm gonna have you, we're gonna assess strength here. I'm gonna have her press out against my hands and then in, perfect. Okay, and then I guess we'll just stand up, huh? Okay, so we're going to flex the hips up. Both good, perfect. She's just gonna do one, awesome. And then we're gonna, extend, hyperextend, good. And then I'm just holding her. She would be doing this with both legs. And then internal rotation, external rotation, and then rotation, perfect. So she's doing that. We pretend that she's doing it in both legs. Oh, and then finally, we're just gonna check for the vibratory sensation of her medial malleolus. We're gonna bang this up against something, and then we're gonna press it on her bone, and she feels it. Good. And then also we're gonna do sensation. She's just gonna have, I'll have her close her eyes, and then she's gonna tell me which leg she feels it in.
Left. Both.
Good. Alrighty. And that concludes our upper and lower extremity assessment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.